Shalom, 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 Yasha. This your boy, Brother Samuel Allah, back at you with another quick edifying video. Today's lesson is going to be called One Step, Then Two Steps, Don't Look Back. One step, then two steps, don't look back. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and His only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi. All right, and the Holy Spirit, which is the Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who have ruled well to the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days, and has pushed this gospel and this truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom. Another mighty shalom to all you Akim out there laboring on the highways and on the hedges and on the unicorn, which is this internet, pushing this 100% doctrine, this 100% truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom to you all as well. All right, like I said, today's lesson is going to be called One Step, Then Two Steps, Don't Look Back. Okay, and as we go into this walk, you continue to make steps, in this ministry, and continue to aim at the goal. All right, which is ultimately, hopefully, we call ourselves the hopeful elect, but making sure that you're making those steps in accordance, to walking accordingly to Yahawah Bahasham and no looking back, I just want to go over a couple precepts. Lord's will, this is edifying, right? This is Colossians chapter 2 and verse 6. It says, as ye have therefore received Hamashiach Yahawashi, the Lord, so walk ye in him. Okay, you taking them one, them two, start off one step, two steps, and you continue on and don't look back. Okay, it says what? Rooted and built up in him and established in the faith as ye have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving. Because a lot of people, don't have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and you were given this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and there's no looking back. Okay, once you receive this, right? The book of 2nd Ezra says, you have only, once you swallow down this wisdom, there's no other place than only to live. Your only other thing is to continue walking, all right, and stay rooted in this faith. Okay. Now, if we go to Colossians 1, and let's jump down to verse number 23. It says, if we continue in the faith, grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel, okay, of this good news. All right. When you start taking steps back, right, you're taking away the good news, okay? And you should be walking towards this good news, all right? Understanding that Yahawah Bahasham, has set up a plan, for his, starting with his elect, okay, of Israel, all right? And understanding that, that plan, continues, those who were chosen to continue in this faith and to continue to endure, okay? So it says, if ye continue in the faith, grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel, which ye have heard, and which was preached to every creature which is under heaven, wherefore I, Paul, am made a minister. Okay? But you have to continue and be grounded in this faith. Okay? You have to be grounded, right? And how are you grounded, right? Let's go to, ultimately you have to be chosen, right, of the elect. But Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6 tells us, it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be that stability, right? That's how you're going to stay grounded, with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that you've been given. Okay, that's how you stay grounded in these times of tribulations and times where it's about to get crazy out here. All right, yes, this wisdom and knowledge is going to help you stay grounded, help you to stay rooted. All right, so it's like you're standing on the ground and your feet are rooted into the ground where you're not going to be moved. All right, and that's how we have to be with this faith. All right. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is his treasure. All right, because we move through fear. All right, the scriptures tell us, knowing the terror of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, we persuade men because we know the fear Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi brings. All right, so we move continually, daily, with fear. Okay, and that's a good thing. All right. Because we see when people don't move through fear, what happens? You see, what happens? The judgments of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, of those that don't fear, right? It says the fear of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is the beginning of wisdom, okay? And we know that, what does it say? There's really no looking back, There's no looking back. Right, so like with that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and the fear of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, man, if that doesn't move you, don't know, too much what will, right? But, we know that what it says, right? Let's go to the book of Luke real quick. Right, Luke chapter 9 and verse number 62. Right, we have to keep looking forward. All right, there's no looking back. Once you take those few steps, and there's no looking back in this thing. All right, you've been given this precious gift of this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, so Luke chapter 9 verse 62, and it says, and Yahawashi said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom. Okay, there's no looking back. No thinking about, oh man, I sure do miss this in the world. Hey, no, listen, you have a plan, right? What does it say in the book of 2 Timothy, right? 2 and is it verse 9? No, I think it's up some. Verse number 3, it says, therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahawashi HaMashiach. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier. Okay, so if you have been chosen to do this work, you got to keep walking forward. All right, you have to continue to walk forward in this thing. There's no looking back. All right, that's what he said. No man plowing looking back is fit for the kingdom. All right, the scriptures talk about in Luke, what does it say? Luke 17 and 32. It says, remember Lot's wife. It says, whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. And remember Lot, his wife looked back and was turned to a pillar of salt. All right, she wanted to go back into the ways of Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, it was destroyed because of that. All right, and that's how remember this place, it says, is going to destroy you with the sword destruction. All right, Micah 2 and 10. Right, that's why it says, depart ye. Right, keep going. And the movie I think about is what's that? The Book of Eli. When you had your boy Denzel, and he kept going, right, through everything. He just kept going, kept staying focused. All right, till he accomplished his goal. All right, and when we go to 2 Corinthians 5 and verse number 17, it says, therefore, if any man be in Hamashiach, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. It says, behold, all things are become new. All right. So when you're in Yahawashi, when you're in that body, all right, of Yahawashi, you are a new creature. Okay, the old things are passed away. You're not concerned about the things of the old, of the past, in this past life, man, and the Lord puts that spirit upon you too, where, I was just talking to one of, people at the plantation. We just talking about, how we used to watch sports a lot, and you don't really tend to do that anymore, right? That kind of taste is out of your mouth. The Lord starts taking these tastes of the world out of your mouth, where you don't need it, right? Your focus, your hunger is towards this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and towards Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash at the end of the day. All right. And that's the mission. And that's where we're all trying to go and to finish. All right. And let me get this last one and I'll close it up, right? Hebrews chapter 12, verse number 2. It says, matter of fact, let's start at verse 1, right? It says, wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doeth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us, looking unto Yahawashi, the author and the finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High. All right. It says, for considered him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds. All right. But Yahawashi is that focus. Yahawah, Yahawashi, that's the focus that we're focusing on as we continue to take those steps, right? 1 step, 2 steps, and there's no looking back, right? We're looking for Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right. Matthew 6:33, I think of, seek ye first the kingdom and all things shall be given unto you, right? But our job is to stay focused, to continue to take those steps, and to not look back in this world. All right. Because what is it at the end of the day? There's nothing. There's no fulfillment. There's no joy in this world. Right. So we should only be looking forward. All right. And pressing back and not looking back. All right. So I just want to do this quick lesson. Lord's will. This was edifying. Right. With that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, call Halal Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash, peace and blessings to the elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad. A mighty shalom to the 144,000 men, right? Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who have ruled well through the spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days. Another mighty shalom to the rest of the elect, man. Stay diligent, stay focused, right? Keep taking those steps forward towards the kingdom of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, and not looking back in these days. All right. Because it's danger behind. Stay looking forward. All right. Continue to do the work and plow forward. All right. With no looking back. All right. And with that, I want to say shalom.